So I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. So it's my genuine pleasure to welcome Arushi Mishra with us. So so a little bit about her. So she has recently secured an All India rank of 229 in the recently declared UPSC Civil Services 2019 results. Prior to that, in the Indian Forest Services examinations, she has secured an All India rank of 2. And before that, I would like to mention that she has been a wonderful student academically. Her 10th and 12th, the scores are pretty good, above 90% both of the times, 95% in 10th and 91% in 12th. And not just that, she has cracked one of the toughest technical examinations in the entire world, IIT JEE, and she has done her BTech from IIT Roorkee in Metallurgical and Material Engineering. So congratulations on behalf of the entire Unacademy family for this wonderful achievement or achievements and yet to come.
Thank you so much.
So Arushi, I have a lot of questions and I'm sure we would like to hear a lot about you, right? So before that, it's a traditional question and I'm sure you're tired of answering these questions, but still we would like to hear this from your own words. Lakhs of people are filling for this examination every year, and certainly when UPSC 29 results were out, and I should say it was silently released, nobody even got to know, without much ado, maybe because of coronavirus and all. So you are scanning for your name in the result, you see your name there. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels very good, and certainly a result after a long time of preparation is always a wonderful thing that you see the fruition of your results. That sometimes there have been times of toiling hard, and there is some day when your name is in the PDF. Then I think that that is one of the best gifts that an aspirant could ever get in life.
Exactly, that's totally right. So just walk us through your journey, if you can summarize. So when did you start and how were the various phases and till today?
Yeah, I would actually like to mention that because that you mentioned some of my achievements. And people tend to think whenever I have seen that whenever people listen about all this, then they tend to think that, oh, this person is must be having a brilliant mindset or a brilliant mind technically, not mindset. I'll be talking about the difference between the mind and the mindset. So people think that this person must be sharp or something. But my journey, actually, all the achievements that you have mentioned is not about that I was better than the average mindset, average mind, because I was an average student. But how the average student turned to something, somebody who has been securing consistently good marks or good ranks is due to the extraordinary effort that I have put in. And this actually, when I'm talking about my journey, that would be more about how a person with an average brain can do and achieve consistently good result with extraordinary effort. So with this, by this platform, I would like to tell that my journey started for the civil services examination back in 2014. So like an average student, or I might say like a normal student, not exactly average, and a normal student, what one or the other person thinks that it is an exam and I'll be cracking it in 1 or 2 years. And then a person starts wasting time with a lot of resources, with a lot of distractions of social media and everything. I was also one of them. So I used to waste my time, and then it was a journey of first failure in prelims. And then I suddenly realized that you need to work hard. And then I went back to my journey from 2014 to my class 10th or 9th results. And then I realized that every time I had to work hard, very hard. And then I started working. And there was, a, I might say, a bunch of failures. There have been continuously failures in my mains examination. And this was my fourth mains examination that I cleared for the first time during this whole preparation. And it was majorly due to when I realized that where I was lacking, and it was a continuous preparation where there have been times that there was no result. There was actually 100% effort and no result. And whatever the achievements started coming in with regards to Indian Forest Service or civil services examination, that started coming back in 2019. So it seems a big thing that, okay, from 2019, you have been scoring such great achievements, but it is actually a very painful journey when you start preparing from that, I can do this, to the, I came to the stage that Nishkam Karm hi sabse acha rasta hai, because I cannot hope for success because there is a bunch of failures. All I can do is do the hard work. So that has been my journey.
Well, yeah, what you have pointed out is totally right, because whenever, for example, even when I was introducing you, or when somebody else introduces you, you're always introduced by your achievements and never by your failures. So we always have a perception that, okay, that person is too big and they are someone, we can't even become. But then you have given us a good insight into the honest lifestyle of an aspirant. That is totally right. No, nobody sees the number of times you have failed. You're a very good example of how, from the ashes as the phoenix rises again. So every time you
Thank
fail, it's an entire process. You wait for a year to appear again. So that's a really an artist journey. Yes. So you're a graduate of IIT Roorkee, one of the premier institutes of the country. I'm sure you had a lot of opportunities to work with the private sector, etc. But still, you chose this particular path. What fueled your desire to pursue civil services?
I might say that what happened in back in IIT Roorkee, there was an atmosphere regarding the civil services because an alumni of our institute topped the examination back in 2009. So it was an atmosphere that people do prepare for civil services, but gradually I came to know that during my college times, that it is a kind of service where you can record your personal growth while helping others. So it was a win-win situation for myself and as well as for the society. So it became an interesting thing to try. So I thought that I should pursue it, or I can pursue it. But gradually in the process, when I can count from 2014 till 2020, I realized that it is still time that I'll be joining training or I'll be going to field and realize how fulfilling the process is. But this whole journey of preparing itself became an interesting thing because every day you start to read, you have to read something new. Then also you have to see your failures and start reading same books again and again. For example, Lakshmikant, I might have read it 20 to 30 times because of consistent failures. So I realized that it is a gradual path where you start loving every part of it. And I think that is the beauty of the services, that you love the process and you love the results.
That's okay. That's nice. And also, it's good that you want to serve the country, because it's something I would like to tell the viewers and the learners. So when we started this interview, we had like sort of a warm-up session for like initial 2-3 minutes where we just introduce ourselves or like just say hi, hello. It's so she's such a nice person to talk to. You can connect to her. It's so good that people with such qualities are entering into the civil services and are getting an opportunity to serve the country. So it's a genuine pleasure that you have made it this. So you said your interview was on July 30th. So as you know, these are unprecedented times. Nothing like this has happened in our lifetime or in our previous generations also, right? Something we are not look forward to. So your interview took place after the lockdowns were imposed and the virus paralyzed us. So with so much uncertainty surrounding you, when will the interviews be? Where will they be conducted? Will they be doing it online? So how did you keep your motivation up? What did you really do?
I guess with this regard, I have two things that can summarize what kept me motivated. First is there is always a dream. When you have the dream, when you have the idea, when a person visualizes oneself in something or somebody he or she wants to become, then it is not an effort. Then it becomes a routine, and probably with my years of preparation, it becomes a hobby. That okay, you have to wake up and you have to prepare. So it was an I would say that it was a routine task for me, that it is a dream and I have to work for it. So gradually a monomaniacal effort had been put through all the years. So it was a kind of that. And secondly, what I would like to hear mention that I was constantly in touch with social interactions, meaning that certainly I was not in touch with social media because it is very difficult to get out of the distractions. However, the social interactions via help of phone or WhatsApp calls through your friends who are still preparing for the interview. And I might say that some people have been acquaintances because we get on Telegram that somebody is preparing for the interview. And then we make a WhatsApp group and then we conduct regular discussions. So all these things kept me motivated across all these months of the lockdown.
So this kind of social interactions are something we should be looking at. I mean, if you're preparing for prelims, etc., because we feel a little disconnected because it seems that the world has, come to a stop literally. We have not gone outside. We have not gone to coaching institutes. We have not purchased, the regular things we purchase, magazines, etc. So it doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel like the exam is taking place. But yeah, I think that social interaction part, I think, keeps you going and telling you that yes, there's something.
I think one more thing that I would like to add, that social interaction should be constrained or limited to people who are in the similar journey. Because when I say social interaction, some people often tend to think that Acha, we can talk to everybody. It is certainly good that you talk and connect to everyone. However, be in constant touch with people who are in the same journey, either in preparation or whatever preparation might be, prelims, mains, or interview, so that you constantly feel that other people are also working very hard, and it is you are not an exception who is feeling all the pains of preparation. So I think that a limited and a concerted social interaction is a very important thing.
All right. So where, the preparation is not individualized, there are people against you, you're up against somebody. Okay, that's good. That's a good advice I think all of us can take during our preparation for, prelims and mains and interview. So that's a nice insight. So as you know, civil services exam, it's a long process in itself, and one cycle it's consuming nearly an entire year. And even a smallest mistake, it is proving very dear for us. So you have achieved this feat in the future, right? So first is what kept you going. Obviously, you have answered this multiple times. And also second thing is, people always say that failures are a stepping stone to success. So for us, it is just a quote that somebody is mentioning. So how do you actually take failures positively? And how do you actually use them as stepping stones to success?
Yes, rightly said that I have also been the candidate who used to think this as just a saying only, that failures are a stepping stones, because I consistently had been failing in my mains, and I never stopped and thought that what is the reason that why I'm failing every time. I used to think that it is because that I have not completed my course, or it is because that I have not joined certain test series, or I have not read certain book. So there have been consistent thought that if I may be able to complete all this, or I may be able to do everything, then I'll be getting selected. So it was never a thought that why failure is occurring. This was my fourth attempt, and in this attempt, fourth mains, and in this mains, when I cleared the prelims, I sat down for approximately 15 days and watched all the videos of the toppers and other people who are preparing, saw their notes, their copies, and their strategies. Then I realized that there is a very important need after your failure, that you sit down for approximately 10 to 15 days, that you give to yourself and realize what others are doing and what you are lacking. And from there, you can evolve a strategy. So it is my genuine advice that people who are consistently failing in any step, on any step with this, they need to sit down and think, because what I was doing, I was never thinking, I was just preparing, and just preparing would not lead to results. So I think, yeah, with that respect of gaining perspective or gaining understanding why you are failing will prove a stepping stone. And this is what failure is there to teach you.
Right. So basically, the analysis is required. So where are you lacking, and what needs to be done? All right. So that's, I think, something we often do not do, because we are always in the sort of in the preparation mode. We want to prepare. We are constantly studying, but we are not taking or giving us the time for like doing the self analysis. So okay. So currently, in current circumstances with lockdowns and all, mental health is a crucial aspect, and I'm sure in an aspirant's life there are low phases. So
Right.
I'm sure you also had your own low phases. So what were your hobbies, or what are the other things that kept you, let's say, charged up and all? If we can share that.
Right. For me, with respect to lockdown, it was majorly, as I told, that was social interactions. And a thing that I want to share with people, that you need to focus upon your growth and growth of other thing, anything that might be. For example, that what I used to do, that I focused upon my physical fitness. Because people in our preparation time tend to lose an idea regarding physical fitness or physical well-being, and whenever the situation like lockdown comes, then there is a immense mental pressure with respect to exams, pressure because you're not able to move outside and do anything, and then you have a negative self-image of yourself, that everything around you is completely negative. So you feel so it is very important that you do any physical activity, because it is very fulfilling. It gives you a very positive self-image. And with that, you can plan your studies and become happier. And happy attitude is very necessary with regards to preparation, because it is very tough to carry it all along the year, and then again return with nothing in hand. So this is very important. Secondly, what I would suggest is that you can see the growth. The growth of anything is very important. For example, I used to plant something. For example, some plant. And when you plant something and when you keep it on your study table or you keep it in your garden and you just go and see that something is growing, you just feel a sense of happiness. And it is not something that I'm creating up. It is that whenever you feel low, just Google what are the measures that you can take to make yourself happy or make yourself more productive. And these are one of the steps that I took from the Google. So you can go there, Google it, and can find any other option that suits you.
Wow, that is something new I'm hearing. Something I think most of us will also be trying. That's nice. All right. So, given the digital revolution, there are so many resources online, like so many video content, so many magazines. Everybody's coming up with their own current affair magazines or daily news analysis, etc. So, in such circumstances, so how much should one rely on these online resources? And also, like, how do you filter that? What should I watch and what should I avoid? So, your advice is on that.
Right. I have been a very focused person when it comes to digital content, because I guess from 2016, I have been focusing on the digital content more as compared to the textbook content, because it is more dynamic and more engaging, visually appealing. So you remember it for the majority of the time. So my suggestion would be for the standard textbooks, like for example, Lakshmikant, or for history, Spectrum is there. For standard textbook, one has to read the text, because one cannot get the whole idea or whole picture of everything by going through videos only. But for the other things, for example, the random things, for example, the headquarters of important bodies or other things that come in the daily understanding of prelims and mains, one can definitely rely on these digital content, because it is every day dynamically evolving. And then the second thing comes that there are many content. There is so much content that one can get caught that what I should do and what I should not do. With regards to that, I would suggest that one can follow any 2 or 3 reputed channels on the YouTube or websites, and follow them only. Do not get panicked about that if somebody is following other channel or other website, then you have to follow it, because those websites and those channels are themselves following each other. So they'll be giving you ideas. So you do not need to panic. You just follow one or two channels and then continuously revise. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion actually. There is a lot of inter-exchange of information to stay competitive. We are seeing what they are doing, they are seeing what we are doing.
Right.
Yes, I think, yeah.
So why should a student, an aspirant should not worry about it? An aspirant should worry about only following 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 channels that they'll be helping you out.
That's a nice suggestion. Even the plethora of content that is available online, that's something we should look into. So regarding your optionals, so you have cleared your Indian Forest Services. So what were your optionals for your forest?
My optional were geology and forestry.
Okay, so both of them were not your optionals for your UPSC Civil Services mains, right? It was social.
Right.
So has this been the trend in all your attempts, like separate optionals for your forest and the other ones, sociology for mains?
Yes, it has been a continuing trend, because sociology as an optional is not there in the Indian Forest Service, because it is a technical service and we have only science-based subjects. So sociology is a humanities subject, so it was not there. So it has been a segregated approach towards both of them.
So yeah, so because I was thinking you're preparing, I thought maybe you would have chosen something like physics or maths, because you can one stone for 2 mangoes kind of situation. All right, but I think it requires a lot of dedication, because you're preparing for 3 optional subjects, and as an UPSC aspirant, I think around 50 to 60% of somebody's time goes into optional subjects, and it's very it's a little shocking to hear that you have been able to dedicate time for 3 different optional subjects, and that two of them are technical ones.
Yeah, I would like to add here with this through this platform that preparing optional certainly requires a lot of time and effort, but you need to decode the strategy about how to prepare for an optional, because when you understand that, you need to look at the syllabus, you need to look at the past year's papers, you need to write a test series, and you need to self-review the answers, not getting only what people tend to do is that they write some test series, somebody else reviews, and then they throw the paper away and they do not even check what was mentioned. So it is a kind of self-fulfilling thing that you have written a test paper, but it is absolutely of no use. Apart from that, you have a habit of writing an English paper. So what I would suggest is when a person can decode the strategy of doing an optional, then I guess it is an easy thing to do. Not very difficult, but certainly it takes time and effort.
All right, and the self-evaluation part also, I think I agree with you a lot, because I tend to tell my students also that nobody is going to be more interested in your preparation than you. So when somebody
Right.
external evaluation, I think they are doing it because you sort of there are some monetary incentives, not because they are truly interested in you. So I think self-evaluation is something that we should focus on. So your graduation subject was in metallurgical and material sciences, but then you chose sociology. So how do you make that transition? So what were the parameters you took into consideration while choosing sociology?
See, metallurgy as as an subject was not there present in the optional of civils examination and not even the Indian Forest Service examination. So I had to choose one subject. And during the start of my preparation, I came to know that preparation of scientific subjects, for example, physics and chemistry, where you do not have the background, or mechanical engineering, civil engineering that are present, it requires a lot of effort as compared to doing for the humanities subject. I do not know whether it is right or wrong, but it is a kind of conception that is there in the market. So then I chose that I'll be choosing humanities. And with respect to choosing sociology, I read a few subjects, for example, for 2 or 3 days, and I realized that sociology is all about things that are happening around you, and you just need a perspective to look. That, for example, joint family. You have seen in your family, everything is there. You just need to put in some perspectives. You need to put in some thinkers, and then it is done. So I thought that it might be an easier subject and as well as an interesting subject to catch up. And then I started the preparation. But however, I would like to suggest people that however easy it might sound, it has taken a toll, because humanities subjects have many perspectives, many form of writings, and here is where the catch comes. So I think that if a person takes a humanities subject, then one should focus upon answer writing, and then it is better. And as the trend shows, that marks are coming in these subjects as well.
Okay. So trend has been one of the factor, right? That's good. So because that's one of the most confusing things, right? A lot of us are not really good with our graduation subjects, clearly. Even I graduated in physics, and I don't think physics is something that I would like to take in the mains examination. So yes, right. So according to you, what are the 5 qualities that define a successful UPSC aspirant?
5 qualities.
Top 5, if you can
Top
shorten
five,
it.
right? I would say first is acceptance. Acceptance regarding that any normal candidate who does not require to be who is not very brilliant can crack the examination. First is that acceptance, because people tend to think after watching every interview that, oh, somebody is brilliant, so somebody has cracked the exam, and what will happen to me? So first is acceptance. Second is sheer amount of hard work, because hard work is very much needed, and hard work is something that cannot be differentiated, because when we watch the videos we see people who are in their happy states, who are all well dressed, and who are telling you that what should be done and what should not be done. However, during the preparation times they might have been in the rags, and they would have been studying and toiling hard. So hard work is the very important factor. Then what is required is endurance or perseverance, you might say. That because it is, for some people it is that success comes in the first or second attempt, but for majority of the people it is third attempt onwards. And when the number of attempts increases, you need to be very careful and very perseverant about your goal. So it is very important. Then I guess it is the fourth thing that I would like to mention, that there is a need of positive attitude, because people in the journey, often I have seen, because having been a part of a very long journey where many people came to prepare with me. Some went after securing something, and some went without securing anything. But it is where the positive attitude is very much needed, because it is not a altogether happy thing that you are preparing, and as well as you are losing your chances with regards to private jobs or with regards to government jobs as well. So it is very important that you maintain a positive attitude. And the last thing that I would say, when we talk about ethics paper, then they teach us about emotional intelligence. And here is the key: emotional intelligence is very important because we tend to play with our emotions. That I do not know this, or somebody, when we see the social media, we see that people of our batches in college or in school are doing exceptionally good, living a lavish lifestyle that you might aspire for, staying in foreign and posting good pictures, and then you get depressed and then you waste your time. So all these things are very important, that you need to segregate that. It is very important to have a right mindset, and that comes with the practice of emotional intelligence. So I think these are the broad parameters that a successful aspirant should aim for.
That's right. Thank you for enumerating them. So when you said acceptance, I think acceptance of reality is also something that is important, right? Because some people, for example, like I've seen my batchmates, other people who have done so well in their IIT exams, etc. They are so arrogant, like that. "Mujhe aata hai, I'm already at the top of the examination." But then in UPSC Civil Services exam, you see very simple people from very simple backgrounds clearing. So I think that works both ways for people who are from humble side. They are not used to so much amount of handling pressure, etc. I think for them the acceptance comes in the form of saying that anybody can clear this examination, and on behalf of people who have been successful in the first attempt, or who have gone till the interviews in the first attempt, or people from let's say like IIT backgrounds or something like that. For them, acceptance is accepting the fact that you should be humble in this preparation. Would you agree with me? Like this
Yes,
behavior you might have also noticed, right?
yes, certainly. Because as my background is that I'm from IIT, so when I came for the preparation, I also had a certain amount of certainty, or some kind of, you would say, a positivity that, oh, I am from IIT and I'll be able to clear it in 2 or 3 attempts, and then it is okay. But then I realized after entering into preparation that it is not not a place where just because you are from a very good engineering background or medical background you can clear the examination. You need utter amount of hard work, and like I said, all the five qualities, everything is needed, because this is an exam where it is a leveler, where it levels you on everybody on the same plane, and then it checks the hard work, the smart work, the perseverance, and the attitude of the person. So in my journey of 5 to 6 years, I have realized that it is not about IIT or it is not about any other thing. You need to be very humble that it is an examination, an open examination, and you need to perform. So I think it is very important.
So that's acceptance for us. So just a couple of more questions. So when
Right.
you're already in a prestigious All India services, and in your draft that you have mentioned that you would like to get into IAS, IPS or IRS. So, and other than that, you have not expressed preference for anything else. One curiosity was, why not Indian Foreign Services? You would like to get some insights, personal insights. And what made you choose these three over IFOS? Because you've expressed that you would like to do it. So.
Right. First, with regards to Indian Foreign Service, since I had been allotted my home state, Uttar Pradesh, in the Indian Forest Service only, so I had gradually thought that I want to serve in the country only. So that was a broad reason. I have my family that stays in India, so I wanted to be closer to them and serve in the country. So that was my reason for not opting for Indian Foreign Service. And with regard to other three services, certainly I had the penchant for IS and IPS post. But with regards to IRS, I like a general aspirant. I talked to many people, many seniors, and then I decided that I'll be filling up those. So I filled up those back in January. But now, during the lockdown phase and during after the results, I have made up my mind that given an opportunity to serve in the above two, I'll be joining the Indian Forest Service over the Indian Revenue Service.
But you're okay with IAS or IPS? Okay.
Yeah, it is a general dream that every aspirant has. So I would not shy away in saying the truth.
Sure. Yeah, we genuinely hope that you are able to make it into either of
Thank
them.
you.
So, can we know about some of the people who whom you look up to, some of the inspirations or heroes or heroines in your life?
Right. With regards to heroine, I might tell that in general, I look up to Arunima Sinha, because she has been an aspiration for not only the mountaineers. She is a general inspiration for anybody who is who should have been, in general parlance, dejected to a world of nobodiness, and she has rose from that to a person who everybody looks up to. So she has been an inspiration. And in these services, one particular name that I wanted to mention is Mrs. D. Rupa Modgil. She is an IPS officer from Karnataka, and I've been looking up to her because she's a person who epitomizes all the positive attitude as well as change in the attitude with regards to Indian police service in women, in my perception, after Kiran Bedi. So I look up to her.
Right. So thank you so much. So any final messages to the aspirants who are appearing 2020, or in any others who are planning to start their preparation or in between their preparation? So any final messages to them?
Right. I would like to give two messages. First is acceptance of failures is very important. Be prepared to fail when you are preparing for success, because it is very important. And second, you need to be very battle ready. Every time there should be a sense of urgency with regards to that certain battle is coming up. You cannot be lying down on the couch and thinking we can study tomorrow. So this is very important. It is where the strength of giving 100% towards your dream is important, and endurance that you'll fail. There will be a number of times that failures will be there, and you'll be feeling completely dejected, not being able to get up in the morning, and studying this same book again will be a problem. And it is where the endurance will come up. So just maintain your strength and endurance and a positive attitude, and I'm sure that I hope that within a year or within a couple of years for certain, that success will be yours.
Sure. That's a wonderful message to take back to home for all of us. So thank you so much, Arushi, for your time. You have been, it's a genuine pleasure to have you here on this, Unacademy platform, and on behalf of the entire Unacademy family, congratulations, and we hope to see more achievements coming from you. I hope you enjoy your dream of serving the people, and we get to see more of you in the newspapers, taking wonderful initiatives in good governance and serving the country and doing innovative things. So thank you so much for your time and patience, and very good luck with your journey ahead.
And thank you to the Unacademy platform, and I'll be trying my best to serve with best of my abilities, given any position in the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.